Good evening. It's getting wild out there, folks. Wild. I hate to even surf the news, man. Um, I read that a 16-year-old and a 21-year-old, both males, uh, in Montgomery County, Maryland, actually in the Germantown uh, area of Montgomery County, they got in some type of altercation, and there was a shootout that occurred. And actually, they both pulled out weapons, I guess, and they both shot each other. The 16-year-old died in the hospital. Upon investigation, they found another guy. Minutes from that scene, the 21-year-old, and he basically died on the scene after they tried to revive them and they were unsuccessful. It is ridiculous, man. The first thing I ask is, 16-year-old, how did he get a gun? And I know, the climate, all the different things that goes on, and the access of handguns, but 16 years old, man. And this happened yesterday, 4:30 p.m. And so both young men are gone over altercation, and they shoot each other, and they both pass away. It This is where we at. This is the daily life destruction, or the carelessness of life and the senseless loss of life that happens when conflict resolution cannot be achieved, or the people involved are too young to understand how to just, I don't know what it's still a mystery. The police are investigating exactly what led up to this altercation. I don't know if it's rival gangs or whatever. I'm sure all that will be investigated, but it's sad, man. I feel bad. My condolences go out to both individuals' parents and loved ones and friends, because it's unfortunate. I don't know if there was a beef or anything like that. Like I said, I don't know any backstory as to what led up to this, but it's an unfortunate incident for everyone, the community, just everyone. But this is the news. If it bleeds, it leads. I'm looking at the website for the positive stories, and there's not many. I read that a couple of people were shot in D.C. A young man and a young lady were shot and killed in separate incidents. And this is all over the region, all over the DMV area. In Baltimore, I believe I saw trending. It was trending that I think a pregnant woman was shot, and they was able to save the baby, and she passed away. She didn't make it, but he did save the baby, and the baby comes in with no mother. I don't know the circumstances or what she targeted, but it was a trending topic on the WTOP website here in Washington, D.C. So it's violence all over the city, all over the area. Sad, man. It's just sad that, and I hate watching the news, man, but you have to stay abreast of what's going on. I got two young sons, and so they had these years. One's 12, the other is about to graduate from high school. So, anytime you hear something like that as a parent, uh, it make you cringe. It make you, it's a bad feeling, and sometimes I hate to even watch the news because you get stories, tragic like this, and often involve gunplay, senseless loss of life, and it's terrible. But I don't know what to say. I don't know the solution to any of this. Um, but we have to figure it out, I guess. But it's ongoing. It's ongoing, and not only are we dealing with a pandemic, but I believe it's a pandemic with this violence, with the gun violence, and all across America. So name a city, and I'm pretty sure people there in that community can tell you some stories about some senseless deaths in their own backyard. So it's unfortunate. It's you hate when young people are involved with this because they got so much more to offer, but they get caught up in in the streets, and they get caught up in things that they have no business being caught up in. You're 16 years old. Um, Now it's everything, the worst you could have thought about, back in my day was 16 getting jumped or getting in a fight or whatever like that. But now they're playing for keeps, and two guys getting an altercation. Maybe some words were exchanged. I'm talking about the incident in Germantown, Maryland, but in Montgomery County. Maybe some words were exchanged, and, both of them are strapped, and it's very unfortunate. I hate to read stuff like that, but you can't ignore, your community and your neighborhood because, you have to be on your P's and Q's out here when you're out in public, when you're out in the street, because anything could pop off at any minute. Like I said, many a times, you have to keep your head on a swivel. You have to have some type of street sense, and you have to put yourself in the best situation where you can, if you go to the store, you go to a convenience store, that you can get back without anything popping off. Not saying that you're into anything that's going on or whatever, but you never know, man. I mean, people firing off guns, and guns don't have a name on it. I mean, the bullets don't have a name on it once they release, once they're out. So it can spin just on a dime. It can happen just like that before you know it. So people need to be careful. Hug your loved ones. Uh, you know, appreciate life as it is. It might not always be rosy for you, but at least you're breathing, and you're able to have a chance every time you get up. Thank God. Say a little prayer. When you go to sleep, say a little prayer that thank God I made it home. Pray for your family. Pray for your loved ones. Pray for their success and everything that goes on in that nature, man. You have to be prayed up out here because this is rugged. It's rough. It's terrible. It's beautiful, but at the same time, it's dangerous. So mind you that you know there's some predators out here that prey on people. Um, kids are influenced by a lot of different things that they see and thinking it's cool and thinking, man, when they look at different things on television, everybody feeling bold. I want to be like that. I want to be like this, and it gets out of hand, to be honest with you. But those family members who are the survivors of this, they're hurting. They're hurting right now. And a couple of weeks ago, I think I told people that one of my wife's acquaintances, friends of hers from her, from Senegal, 25-year-old young man was killed, basically murdered in a shootout as well. So the guy, I guess they both pulled out, and this happened in Tacoma Park, Maryland, on a Friday afternoon around 5:30, maybe about 2-3 weeks ago now. So, At Muslim, we don't wait around to bury people. We bury them within, if it's that day to bury that one, the individual, we will bury them because we don't want their spirit to linger and their soul to linger. So it's sad, man. The sad thing was that young man was, speaking of the murder, who was murdered in Tacoma Park, his parents was actually, his mom was preparing everything for him to come back over here because obviously he was in the streets, he was getting in trouble and stuff. So mom was gonna send him back home and prepare for him to go back home, and she had to hear news like that, gut wrenching. So, hey, folks, I mean, all you can do is just pray, stay prayed up, man. That's it. Respect others. Like I said, pay attention to what's going on out here. Be mindful of your area. The key is when you leave out to get back home, and have some conflict resolution. Don't take it too far. If you have a disagreement with someone, agree to disagree and just walk away. Is what I can tell you. But let's not take it over the edge, because you never know where it can lead to. So it's Friday. Hope you guys take care. Stay safe. Peace.